Offender in custody. If anyone else calls 2050 restaurant, let me know.
I want to talk about the 911 call first. Now, when you first heard the 911 call, Audrey, what did you think?
Well, I was concerned about the things that I'm hearing in the background. And I also noticed that there's some areas where it sounds like it's a wind tunnel. And I figured that out because there is that part where I guess it's Bethany or someone who's providing her phone number. And that is also redacted in the transcript that we received. And there is another part in there where that same sound where they redact that on the audio, it's later on. So, and I do notice that there are differences and there's things that are missing. And so I don't know if we have the full audio or transcript of these 911 calls.
I thought it was the full 911 call. When it came to the 911 call, I thought it was kind of fake, honestly. I didn't. I don't know. It didn't seem legitimate. It didn't seem. I didn't hear. You know, when some people speak and there's emotion behind their words, because you're speaking with emotion, right? So you have emotion in your lungs and in your breath, and emotion, you can feel it. And when I'm listening to that 911 call, I didn't feel emotion. I felt
Yeah.
I felt scattered, rehearsed. You know, I don't know.
That's not what I said. Badly rehearsed. Badly rehearsed. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And then we heard, it's like I've said about the whole fraternity and sorority stuff with the links with the college and how they make money, you know, for each other. There's a lot of the volunteer programs, they handle their own, they kind of monitor their own. You know, what volunteer wants to turn in their own frat or sorority member, when it would look bad on their frat or sorority, and their frat or sorority could get suspended, and you look like a snitch and all these other things. So, you know, they all had their own like investment, you know what I'm saying, and making sure everything was kosher. You know, we heard a couple days ago from a particular channel that somebody had talked to Sigma Chi a couple days ago, and how they didn't know until after the 911 call and such. And it's like, when you go back to the interview of the president, and he's just looking down on his phone and looking over to the sides and looking down at his phone, not wanting to say nothing. You know, we showed you the stuff we showed you in the end of 2023, after we were digging into the university and all the connections, and then you come to find out that all of a sudden there's a bunch of text messages and stuff going on. So to say that nobody knew before 911 called, that's just bullshit, and that just shows that it was bullshit when somebody talked to them a couple days ago and they obviously got lied to. Because now we know that other people know, and when other people know, it gets spread, and it's just like everything that we've always said from the very beginning. So it's kind of interesting about, you know, how there's certain narratives that are getting pushed, and how gullible some people really truly are when it comes to probabilities. And I want to say thank you to Yoli real quick, because she said, I love your background, this background right here. I always talk about an analytical mind. It's always percentages and all that. So that's why you got all these numbers flipping around in the background, because that's what it is. It's just analytics and probabilities. with anything that we're discussing, you know. So I want to get to this 911 call. I felt like it was, yeah, it wasn't. I didn't feel emotion, which I would have felt. So it's interesting to hear that you felt the same way. Let me know in chat real quick. We're going to go ahead and play it. I'm going to pause the music. We'll go ahead and play it. Let me know if number one, put one in chat if you think it wasn't real, no emotion. Number two in chat if you think it was legitimate and people were freaked out, because I didn't hear freak out in that. And thank you all for being here. All right, here we go.
Anyone else close, point to 0 something, let me know. First number.
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Something is happening. Something's happening in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, King Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live with the wife, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What's your phone number?
And tell me exactly what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. Is that where you think it might have been edited? This part right here, where it kind of sounds like a wind tunnel. That part.
Yeah, whenever she's giving her numbers, that sounds about right.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it could. It could.
That's it. Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know for sure. What's up, everybody? Thank you for hopping in. I do want to say contribution call out real quick. Kib Kitty, great work as always. 21 months. Damn, it's longer than that, though. I know that. And Bo Rivers became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for being a member and for all your support. I just dropped some members only stuff. Actually, I put one out for everybody today that was members live the day before, but there's a really special video when it comes to the Johnny Jacobs stuff. If you're a member, I just dropped that a couple hours ago. It's raw HD footage for you to check out. Thank you for being a member. Appreciate it very much. There's plenty of members only stuff for all of this. By the way, if you are a member, here is the link to the first time that I ever showed up to 1122. I'll drop that in there. That's also raw video as well. All right, we'll get back to this call. Thank you for being here.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night and she not wake me up.
Okay.
Oh, and I saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Sorry,
and are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, we gotta go check.
See, I'm not hearing emotion, especially. Oh, yeah. And one of them saw somebody walking in their place last night. Like, I don't hear. I don't hear what I hear. Maybe at
they're
first
more concerned about telling what happened last night.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, they're more concerned with telling what happened last night and what happened at 4 a.m. and they're not speaking about the present moment, which I think is odd too.
Yeah, it's like somebody right in the beginning, like when you hear the 911 call, that's just, hey, you better call 911 after how many hours, right? You're waiting for somebody to tell you to call 911. So the whole no, it's almost like you knew something bad and you didn't want people to go in there and you didn't want to say it yourself. The more that you listen to it, it's, when they're telling people not to,
Exactly.
like they know
Sounds like
something
she has
really bad.
guilty knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you hear these other people talking, it's like, oh yeah, like I almost forgot. They said that somebody was walking in their house last night too. Like, it just, I don't know, it seems off. It seems off.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night and she's not waking up.
Exactly, KB.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, just
you see what I'm saying? Oh, and exactly, KB. Like, you need more transparency with this call, with this stuff, not edited version. Exactly. But I almost forgot. How could you forget? Something just,
Yeah, how can you forget?
it's odd. It really is. It really is.
Are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened very much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on.
See, that sounds like somebody that is like, I don't feel like going to school today, Mom. Like trying to fake like they got a fever.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to school today, Mom.
yeah, like she's like, I don't need to tell you what's going on now because I have to tell you about what was going on earlier. Like, okay, well, that sounds like she knows what happened, and so she's not concerned with it. She's still concerned with what happened before.
Mm-hmm. And the dispatches want to know about the current situation. You can talk about 4 a.m. when the officers get there, They want to know the info about the current situation, the current potential victims, patients, the current situation. They're not there to investigate the crime. They don't need to know about 4 a.m. at this moment until they get the information about the current situation. And then after they get the current situation, then they'll start talking about situations that happened at different periods of time. They need to know what the call is for. They need to be able to determine the severity of the call. They need to, what code it's going to be even a response to. They need to know that. And that's what they're trained to do. And so when it comes to this 911 operator, I've heard people bashing on the 911 like they're insensitive. Not at all. They're asking questions that they're trained to get the information for first. And it's the other people that are not being cooperative. And then when it comes to her getting upset because people are handing the phone to different people, it's again because she's not getting the current situation, and she needs to get the current situation so she knows how to mark the call.
Yeah.
It was just chaos. It was just chaos. And this
so
right here,
disjointed. It was, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry about the delay. Go ahead.
No, that was it. You go ahead.
No, and when she gets back on the phone, I don't even hear shock and horror. I hear my daughter pretending to be sick because she doesn't feel like going to school that day. It's like, okay. Oh, I don't know. It seems off.
Tell you what happened pretty much.
KB, that's the thing. I've been that age before. Okay, it would be different if I was a 18-year-old talking about this stuff, right? But you're talking to somebody that's already experienced it, lived it, and knows what shit happened. You know, it's another thing if it's I'm coming from that spot. Exactly, Kate. Of course they do. Of course they do.
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, but we gotta go check.
We need to go check that. Like, there's because somebody walked in the house last night. What does that have? What might that have to do? What if it was somebody that was? I feel bad. I feel bad for the 911 operator and the negativity that she's getting because of the call. It makes no sense whatsoever. There's no information, and she's clearly stating what, this is what they're trained to do.
Have to.
See, now it sounds like somebody's coughing and dry heaving. Right there. That, to me, it sounded like somebody started coughing and a little bit of a dry heave. Now you can tell that person obviously is recognizing the situation.
She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
Now that's what's confusing to me, is you listen to the statements from Kathy Mabbitt in the very beginning. And Kathy Mabbitt states that it was very messy. I don't understand. If it was very messy, the response is just, no, she won't wake up. Wouldn't you think, like, you would hear something like there's such and such all over the floor?
Yeah, or someone would be like, oh my God, it stinks. Oh my God, help. Like, oh my God, that smells. What is that? Or it's disturbing how those statements are just so different from the coroner and the people who say they're in front of the victims at the moment during this call.
Right. Especially if and then, she's got to be at the top of the stairs. Or maybe she doesn't, I don't know. Maybe she's around.
Oh yeah, one time you can hear her. She's on the wood floor. You can hear her at one point where you can hear her run down the steps. I don't know what steps they are, but you can hear that she is running down those steps.
Yeah, they're the steps right by the front door. And they're wood too. They're wood too. So
yeah, you can hear the hollow drum Mm-hmm.
I could see this person if they're not saying, oh my gosh, there's this all over the floor after they're not waking up, then to me that says that somebody is like, okay, there's that half wall. You go up the stairs from the front door, you go up the stairs. There's that half wall right there. The only thing I'm thinking of is she's just relying on whoever right above that half wall saying something to her. I mean, how do you not know if Kathy Mabbitt, why would Kathy Mabbitt tell you how messy it was? And then you don't hear how messy it was on the 911 call. If you see that kind of messy, that's going to scare the living hell out of you because it's like Danny said, it's a horror movie. It's a horror scene. Here, let me go to I'm going to go to the Kathy Mabbitt interview real quick. You can hear her describe how horrible and messy the scene is. And you can see how, watch how she swallows. Watch how she swallows. Hold on, I got to look it up here real quick because I wasn't even going to use it tonight. Here it is, right here.
Kathy, with a C, Mabbitt, Mabbutt.
And I'm going to ask you, how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing it for 16 years, and I just got reelected for another 4.
So what is it that, or I guess, when did you get the call on Sunday?
I got the call just a few minutes after noon that there were 4 homicides. I didn't go to the scene because of law enforcement doing their investigation first. So I didn't actually go to the scene until about 5 or 5:30.
Can you walk us through, like, for our viewers, kind of the process between when police show up and then you guys getting the bodies and doing their examinations?
Sure. Well, law enforcement goes through and looks for any evidence, takes videos and pictures of everything in there, and they'll start talking with people. So I don't really need to be there for that. They can't move the bodies. I mean, the bodies have to stay as they were until the coroner gets there. So that's what my job is, to look at the bodies.
As a coroner, do you guys do the autopsies and all that?
No, we some do if they're an actual medical examiner, but we have forensic pathologists and we contract with Spokane to do that.
So in your experience, what is it that you saw when you showed up?
Well, there was a lot of blood. It was a very sad scene for.
Listen to the question again.
When you showed up.
Well, there was.
So in your experience, what is it that you saw when you showed up?
What is it when you saw when you showed up?
Well, there was a lot of blood. It was a very sad scene for murdered college students.
You're ruling all 4 deaths.
I mean, so when you get to this night, it's like the ladies in the 80s with the Wendy's commercials. Where's the beef? Where's the blood? Where's the blood in the 911 call? They contract a lot with Spokane, Busby. Trust me, they do a lot with them up there. Where's the blood in the 911 call? Oh, yeah, she's not waking up. We'll go back to that part again here. Now, just remember, you heard Mabbitt say that. Contribution call out C-Dog. 1 second here. Thank you so much. $5 super chat. I agree everything is off, but both the prosecution and the defense has the downloaded activity, the phone's orientation, etc. Right. And Ann Taylor continues to state, like, I don't see how all of this. She talks about how things are being manipulated, and she doesn't want things being manipulated in the courtroom. Look at the PCA, and look at all the stuff that's coming out now. Like, doesn't it seem like some things are manipulated? It does. Even the two surviving roommates' statements.
Even Mabbitt's statements a little bit.
What's that?
Even Mabbitt's statements. Some of her statements feel manipulated as well. I mean, she does say as much because she can't say a lot because of the law enforcement wanting to keep the investigation. But there's some tells that she has where you can tell areas she's not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, it's like when you talk about how there's people taking pictures and documenting stuff. I didn't need to be there for. I'm sorry. The coroner medical examiner is one of the first freaking people to show up. Like, you look at all these different reports from these other crimes,
Yeah,
and they're one of the first to show up. But she wasn't allowed to until 5:30. Wasn't allowed, is what she said.
she's so important in the pecking order. It's just unacceptable that she wasn't allowed for a murder scene.
Yeah, wasn't allowed. Not allowed until 5:30. That right there. I don't know, but yet she's seasoned. She, because they ask later on in that interview, is this something new? Oh, no, I've handled these cases before, these kind of cases before. Yeah, no, I know what I'm doing. I just got reelected. Yeah. So let me know where you hear the blood when they were asked to go in and check, right?
But we have to. She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Well, okay, thank you. Not there's blood all over the place. Please, somebody, hurry. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. When you got somebody coming out saying, don't be compassionate, I'm sorry. When I'm looking at any of this stuff, I'm looking at it as a damn parent. And if my offspring, and these are her friends, and what? Oh, it drives me nuts. I'm sorry. Okay, right there. Somebody knows what the hell. That's breathing. Like,
sounds like
you
man.
you know. That's some breathing, like, you know what the hell just took place. That right there, that's some breathing that you hear in a horror movie. Like, it's the I'm trying to maintain my breath, and I'm so jittery you can hear the as I'm breathing in and out because my body is just trembling with adrenaline and fear. Oh yeah. That's a breath. That's a breath. You know what the hell took place. Uh-huh. Yep. Their body's shaking so bad. They're trying to keep breathing. Yeah. They're about to pass the F out. they're about to pass the F out. Yeah, that's when they noticed it, and then that heavy breathing, and they're feeling lightheaded. It's that's like somebody's chasing you down from the scene of the crime with the weapon right there, and you're hiding behind a tree. Like that is that kind of adrenaline.
Yeah, that is scary.
I know. That's the question I have, and it's a great question, Heather, and thanks for all you do out there on YouTube as well. That's the question I have is who's the heavy breather though? Now it sounds to me because you hear the gibberish, it sounds like the same person. So let me back up a little bit again and check it out. You'll hear the talking, okay. Then I think they noticed it, and you can hear the mumble, and that's when the heavy breathing comes, is because all of a sudden she couldn't even talk. She couldn't even talk. I think it's the same person.
She's not waking up.
Okay, now here you hear the talk.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Yeah, no, I'm. Now they're getting into that hyperventilating phase that I feel it's the same person. You hear the mumble, it's the same tone, the same pitch as the other voice. You hear the now it's into the hyperventilation, like, oh, I'm about to pass out. All right there.
Yeah.
I think it's the same person. Hands the phone off. Yeah, they're still inside. They're still inside. Get out, get out, get out. I think she was hiding behind that half wall, waiting for them to tell her if she was passed out or not, was able to say it, probably got curious after, oh, okay, that they were sending somebody, got curious, looked around that half wall, and that's when they went, then they took a look around again, and that's, get out, get out. That's what I think happened right there.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Now that's where you hear the real emotion. The beginning,
Yeah.
right? So what were you like, what were the photos of you before everybody else came? You walking up the stairs, turning your phone around the half wall, taking photos. What would make you not even go up the stairs, right? What would make you not go up the stairs? What would make you not go into the living room? What would make you not go into the kitchen? What would make you not go up to their doors? Right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. You knew you were afraid, but you didn't know what you were afraid for? How does that make sense? Yes, the friend asked them to call the police, told them to call 911. Like I said, I don't understand. Like, what if that was? I don't get it. I don't get how you can't ask the questions that exist with this. I really don't
Yeah,
understand.
that's so frustrating.
I really don't get it. Because to me, it's so weird. These are all these questions I'd be asking them about this call.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20. She's 20.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay. Sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
You need to talk to them, say. I can't talk to them. They need you to talk to them.
Hello.
Okay. I've already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
So why would you hand the phone to somebody else and don't want to talk to him? And then he's like, look, they want to talk to you. Okay. And then you get back on like everything's normal again. I don't understand that either. Like, why?
Say that again. There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the...
Does a defibrillator help when there's a bunch of blood all over? I mean, if you saw blood all over, you gonna double check for a defibrillator? Like,
You got to make sure that the person is breathing, because if they're breathing, that's going to really hurt.
but
When you use that kind of thing.
If they're passed out and they're not breathing, but like Kathy Mabbitt said, you don't say they're not breathing if you didn't check on them, right? If you can't get the door open, you can just say you would say they're not answering. You wouldn't say they're not breathing. Somebody checked on them to let them know that she wasn't breathing. So why would it be a defibrillator?
Yeah.
Why? Go ahead.
Yeah, it was all like they're playing like a game of telephone. Like one of them was upstairs yelling all the information down, and then they were relating it to the operator. It's all very strange, all very disconnected.
Yeah, and then you're double checking about a defibrillator. Like, if you checked on them and they weren't breathing, and you're asking for a defibrillator, wouldn't that mean that you probably didn't see blood anywhere? I mean, no, there was no mention, Cherry, about blood in this 911 call. That's one of the things that I'm saying here. Like, how can you not question these things? And I had to wait until tonight to discuss it just because I wanted to when it dropped, but with the trip and then the stuff I've been working on the last couple of days, now's my first chance. And these are the questions that I've had when it first dropped out. And I heard it a few times. I'm like, yo, I got a lot of questions here because a lot of stuff just it ain't. I'm smelling hot dog steak. And I don't like to smell it. It just happens. Yeah, and how did they not smell? It just, you're listening to this, and then how can you sit there? I'm sorry. I would be saying these questions even louder if I was a parent of a victim that had this happen to him, and to sit here and go, don't point fingers. It's like, what are you, dude? You love Eric G, right? You love all these people, but it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe the stress and everything brings the awareness down. The lack of rest doesn't allow your mind to fully fire on all pistons. Because I don't see how you can sit there and say don't point fingers when I'm sitting here listening to this and I'm like, yo, what about this and this and this and this? Oh, what would usually take place? I don't think it is a reenactment. Do you think it could be? I don't know. I don't know if they're. I think they would release the real thing. I don't think they would do. I mean, does it sound like a reenactment? Yeah, but do I think it was reenacted? I don't think so. I don't know. It's just too odd. The whole thing. Even like when they say goodbye, like right here in a second, it's just like, okay, goodbye. Where's the blood? Where's the blood in this? If you were able to check that somebody was not breathing, you would have saw blood. And if you weren't able to check on them if they weren't breathing, then you say, I don't know, they're not responding to me. How do you know they're not breathing then? If they're not talking? It just don't make sense.
The officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
11:59 a.m. 49 seconds, November 13, 2022.
I mean, okay, bye. Okay, bye. So then you got right here, HJ located the unresponsive body of Xana and informed BF and DM to call 911. Where's the blood? Where's the blood? The statements relate to Kernodle being passed out and not waking up. The declarations were made immediately after HJ discovered Kernodle's body. How do you not? You see what I'm saying? Where is the blood? Where's it at with any of these people?
It's as nondescript as it could be. Like, passing out is such a blanket, it doesn't even begin to describe what we've heard happened there. There's nothing in here. That's terrible. That shouldn't be with something like this.
No.
There's no details whatsoever.
But then you got Kathy saying as soon as she showed up, it was messy. Like, you hear these, like, seriously, what part of these injuries? You see what I'm saying? It's like, how do you not question this? How? It just don't make any sense.